Say software testing career. Software testing career. First, I will explain the chapter index. Okay, today's our chapter is software testing career. What are the things required for better software testing career? Okay, first I will list out the topics. Then we will discuss one by one. First one, academic qualification. Academic qualification. Just a minute. Continue. Second one, immediately software testing skills. Software testing skills. Next, operating system. Operating system. Operating system knowledge. Why operating system knowledge? You know, first we need to operate our software application, then testing. Suppose our application installed on Windows. First you need to operate that Windows. Suppose our application under test AUT installed on Linux environment. First you need to operate the Linux. Okay. Next, documentation knowledge. Documentation knowledge. Next, SQL, structured query language, or database knowledge. Database knowledge. Next, programming knowledge. Just a minute. Programming knowledge. Next, software testing certifications. Software testing certifications. Next, domain knowledge. Domain knowledge. Say for freshers, domain knowledge not required. If you have software testing certifications as a fresher, that is an added advantage. Suppose if you don't have domain knowledge as a fresher, no issue. After joining in any company as fresher, in projects, you can get domain knowledge. Okay. Next, communication. Actually, it is first. Okay. Communication and presentation skills. Next, technical expertise. What is this one? I will explain. Technical expertise. These 10. Suppose if you have 8 or 9 skills or 3 or 4 skills also, you can get job and you may survive in job activities. But if you have all these skills, your career will be very good. You will have bright future. Okay. These are common. Next, test automation. test automation. Actually, nowadays it is also mandatory, not optional. Before 5 years, before 10 years, automated testing or test automation was optional, but nowadays it is mandatory. With only manual testing profile, we cannot survive in the IT industry. Okay, test automation or automated testing. Say we have different types of test automation or automated testing. For example, functional test automation using UFT or Selenium or RFT or Silk test. Functional test automation, that is prime area. Nowadays 80% market share is functional testing, if it is manual or automated testing. Next, remaining 20% non-functional, means performance testing, usability testing, hardware testing, means configuration testing, localization testing, internationalization testing, etc. Next, already I told, we have some types of test automation or automated testing. Example, functional test automation. Next, performance test automation, etc. Nowadays, test management also come under test management, but in test management, we only document. If you are using any tool also, we only document, but we don't write code in test management and execute. Okay, one more area, defect management. Defect management, test management. What is the difference between these two? No difference. What is the relation between these two? I will explain. Test management. See, these are the important, not all. Say, no end. Okay. These are the important skills for better software testing career. Before going to explain one by one, can you tell me, Jyotirmai, any confusion or any queries regarding this index? Jyotirmai.
I am good.
What about you, Vijay?
Yes, sir, I am good, sir.
Okay, cool, Jyoti. Cool. Vijay Bhairappa, what about you?
Difficulties to improve audio performance, please.
I listed maximum things according to my experience as well as awareness with my friends, colleagues, and my old students and new students also. Vijaya, any queries regarding this?
No, sir, I'm good, sir.
What about you, Sirisha? What's the problem, Vijay? Why you are not responding?
Hello, no queries, sir.
Okay, cool, Sirisha, cool. Put mute. What about you, Vijay? Why you are not responding?
No, sir, I told I'm good, sir.
Okay, cool. All of you put mute. Ravindra, did you understand this topic? Not one session as well as topics in this session.
Yeah. Yes, sir, I'm good.
Software testing career, general topic, webinar. In this session, we are going to discuss 12 topics. What are they? Academic qualification. Next, software testing skills. Next, operating systems knowledge, documentation knowledge. Next, SQL, or you can say database knowledge, programming knowledge. Next, seventh one, software testing certifications. Next, domain knowledge. Next, ninth one, communication and presentation skill. Actually, it is first one. Communication and presentation skills are required for everyone, means freshers as well as experienced. Experienced as well as freshers. Next, technical expertise, 10th one. These 10 are common and most important skills for software testing career. Next, nowadays, test automation or automated testing. Next, defect management. Actually, defect management, test management, part of our test process only. But nowadays, some companies using test tools for test management and defect management. What is the relation between test management and defect management? I will explain. Actually, defect management means defect reporting and tracking. Test management means requirements management means complete application life cycle. Requirements management, test case design, manual and automated. Next, test execution and defect management. Final conclusion, defect management is part of test management. Okay, some companies use test tools like ALM, Application Lifecycle Management, formerly Quality Center, for entire test management, including defect management. Some companies prefer test tool only for defect management area, not for requirement management, etc. They conduct requirement management, etc. manually using MS Office like documentation software. Suppose using Bugzilla or Mantis like tools, some companies conduct defect management. Okay, come to mainstream. Now come Ravindra. Ravindra, we will discuss one by one. First topic, author Ravindra. Academic qualification. Now tell me, Ravindra, is it matter or not for better software testing career?
For some extent, it's matter, sir.
No. Nowadays it is matter. Nowadays, so many restrictions in the IT industry. And one more thing, and availability of human resources. Availability of human resources also very high nowadays. So, I think most of the companies, 50 to 60% companies preferring academic profiles also. Some middle level companies and low level companies may not prefer academic qualifications, but most of the companies nowadays preferring academic qualification. And one more thing, Ravindra, suppose if you are a experienced person, then academic qualification may be secondary. Primary is
Yes,
your
sir,
experience. But as if you are a fresher, then which one is primary? Academic or subject skills? Academic
primary.
is primary. Observe Jyotirmayi. Nowadays, human resources availability is very high, not only in India, in maximum IT growing countries. So, academic qualification also matter. As per my study or observation, nowadays BE, next BE or BTech, BE or BTech. Here branches are CSC, Computer Science and Engineering, Computer Science. Next, one more branch also there, IT, Information Technology, etc. having high priority. Next, ECE, EEE, Mechanical, Civil, last priority in Bachelor of Engineering or Technology. Okay. Next, Master of Computer Application.
MCA.
Next, some BS, some are only having BCA. Next, just a
BCA.
minute. Before this one, MSc Computers. MSc Computers. Next, BCA Bachelor of Computer Applications. Next, BSc Computers, etc. having high priority. High priority, Ravindra. If it is software testing job or developer job, most
Any
of the
IT job.
companies prefer these qualifications. Suppose if it is network administrator or system administrator, then companies prefer BTech or BECE or some other branches also. First, they only. Next, second priority, BE or BTech. Other streams. Other streams, what are they? ECE. Next, triple E. Next, mechanical. Next, civil. Next, chemical engineering, etc. Just a minute. Etc. Observe Pavani. Next, some companies in my company also, some are having MSc Maths, etc. MSc Maths, etc. Next, just a minute, Ravindra. MSc Maths, etc. Next, BSc. Just a minute. MCOM, Master of Commerce. Say, observe Ravindra, some companies prefer this type of functional qualification also. Suppose ours says banking, insurance, accounting type projects. Some companies prefer MCOM graduates also. Okay, PSC.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Etc. This is second priority. But anyhow, first priority nowadays, if it is India or some other country, first priority, engineering, computer science or IT, not R, both are different. First, computer science and engineering. Next, information technology. Next, Master of Computer Applications, MSc Computers, BCA, BSc Computers, etc. Any others, Ravindra, tell me? First priority, second priority, I provided. Any others?
I think that's it, sir.
Okay. Next, come Jyotirmai, come. Second one.
MTech, sir.
MTech is always preferable. This is
Yes,
minimum. MTech always preferable, high. But in MTech also, if you have computer science background, that is good. Who is saying?
Pavani, sir.
Yes, it is also good. Good.
Okay.
But companies prefer engineering graduates. If you have MTech, that is always better. Always better. Any other? And nowadays that in US one qualification is there now. What is that one? MS Ravindra, MS.
Yeah, MS, sir.
Master
Yes, sir,
of, say Indian graduation system different. Bachelor's masters, next doctorate, etc. But I think in US, undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate, like, okay,
Yeah.
if you are US returned, if you have MS, then it is an added advantage to get the job. And one more thing, I already told, anyhow, most of the companies prefer academic qualification for freshers. If you are experienced person, then academic is secondary. Okay, academic also matter, but experience is primary.
Secondary. Yeah.
Okay, next come Jyotirmay. Any queries, Pavani? Good observation, Pavani. Any queries, Pavani?
No, sir.
Now you come Jyotirmay, author of the second
Yes.
topic, software
Testing skills.
skills. See, we are going to do software testing skills. We are going to conduct software testing. So, this one, documentation knowledge, operating environment knowledge, programming knowledge, all are side dishes. But main dish is software testing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Main is primary software testing. And one more thing, Jyotirmayi, software. Nowadays, earlier, we used to say computer software like terms. But nowadays, we can't restrict software to computers only. Why?
Yeah.
Mobile software also there now.
Now mobile software.
Now mobile software is growing day by day now, worldwide.
Yeah, it is increasing. Yes.
Now we cannot restrict software to computers only nowadays. Just a minute. Computer and mobile software. One small introduction. Observe, Sirisha. Just a minute. Computer. Observe, Sirisha. In computer, you can find different types of softwares. For example, desktop applications, or you can say Windows-based applications, or you can say desktop applications primarily two categories. One is one-tier applications, no database tier, only presentation layer. Next, processing, also in the same layer. Data can be stored on physical hard disk. In one-tier applications, only presentation layer. Presentation and processing layer both resides in front end only, no database layer. For example, Notepad or MS Word, etc. Suppose if you type any document in Notepad, you can increase the font size, etc. That is processing of that data. Next, if you save that data, saved the document in hard disk, not in application database. Okay, desktop applications are Windows-based applications, not operating system Windows. One-tier applications, next two-tier applications, client server, two-tier applications. Next, web applications. Here you can find three-tier applications, n-tier applications like internet banking, etc. Next, can you tell me, Ravindra, types of mobile software? Basically, mobile software, three types, Ravindra, three types. Three types, Ravindra. Mobile software, basically three types. Our Selenium supports middle type, not all types. Nowadays, HP increasing the compatibility of UFT with mobile applications. Why? Nowadays, mobile applications are growing. You can you say Vijay Bhairappa, types of mobile software, suppose types of computer software. For example, desktop applications, web applications. In desktop, you can find one-tier applications, two-tier applications. In web applications, three-tier applications, four-tier, five-tier, n-tier applications. In mobile software, observe Jyotirmayi, basically we have three types of applications. One is native applications, mobile native applications. Don't go in depth. Mobile native applications available in
Web
Play Stores, example Google Play Store, etc. Native applications, no browser is required to use these applications. Next, web apps are web applications. Web apps are web applications. Third one, hybrid applications. Our Selenium supports web applications, browser-based applications. Okay, come to mainstream.
Okay.
Observe Jyotirmayi, software testing skills. It is primary for our career. It is primary for our career. And one more thing, I'm going to explain common concepts, Jyotirmayi. Actually,
Okay.
these concepts may be come under manual testing, but these are common. Okay. And one more thing, software testing can be done in two ways. One is manual testing, another is
Other one is
test automation or automated testing. Software testing versus manual testing. Both are same, not same. Some difference is there. What is the difference? Software testing, testing computer and mobile software is called software testing. Testing
software
computer and or mobile software called software testing. Software testing can be done in two ways. One is manual testing, means
and auto.
testing computer and mobile software manually without using any test tool or test script. Next, automated testing or test automation. Testing computer and mobile software using any test tool or test script is called automated testing or test automation. Okay. Now
Yes.
I am going to explain common topics, but these concepts may be come under manual testing. But if you follow test automation also, you must follow the skeleton, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Observe here. First, you need to aware of software develop. I'm not going to in depth. If I go to in depth, it will take 10 hours. Just I need to complete within 1 hour or 1.5 hour, maximum 2 hours. Cooperate. Develop software development life cycle
SDLC.
and SDLC models. Now, not only general software development life cycle, we have some models to follow. Okay. Actually, observe Vijay, actually software development life cycle is for software developers. They need to follow. It is primary for software developers, but as a testing engineer, you must aware of software development life cycle. Why? Software testing. Our software testing is part of software development life cycle. Our software testing is part of software development life cycle. Okay, nowadays so many software development life cycle models available in the industry. Based on the project, based on the customer interest, companies may choose SDLC models. Okay, we have several SDLC models. but we can segregate them into two or three categories. One is traditional sequential models. In these, sequential development happens. Example, traditional waterfall model, next V-shaped model or V model, next incremental and iterative models, example spiral model, next agile models. Agile not a single model. Agile has several methodologies like Scrum, Extreme Programming, XP, etc. So agile development models. V model, single model. V model may have different flavors. Depends on country, depends on company, depends on project also. V model may have different flavors, but agile development having different models, different methodologies. That's why term is agile development models, Scrum methodology, extreme programming, XP methodology, etc. Okay, na this concept Jyotirmai.
Yes, sir.
Brief. Next, come to our mainstream software test levels. Say, basically, we have 4 levels of testing for general software applications: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. Some are saying user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing is sub level. In acceptance testing, I'm not going to in depth. In acceptance testing, you can find some sub levels called user acceptance testing. Next, certification testing. Next, operational acceptance testing. End users conduct user acceptance testing. Next, system admin or network administrators conduct operational acceptance testing by operating the application. Next, certified testers. Certified means not ISTQB, CST, etc. In US and Europe countries, you can find certified testers also. What is certified tester means? Who knows industry standards as well as local government rules and regulations. Observe, Ravindra, local government rules and regulations. Suppose if it is HRMS application, in US, some rules may be there. In India, other rules may be there. We need to follow that rules and regulations for developing human resources management software now. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Software test levels. Okay. For distributed applications, 5 levels are there. That is different. Basically, we have 4 levels of testing. Sirisha, what are they? Basically, we have 4 levels of testing. And what is our area? As independent testers, our area, ours, independent testing, specialized. Tell me, Sirisha, what are the 4 basic test levels?
Unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance
acceptance testings. I provided explanation also. User acceptance testing is sub level. So many people are saying user acceptance testing, not like that. Unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. Under acceptance testing, you can find primary thing, user acceptance testing, next operational acceptance testing, next certification testing, etc. Okay, leave them. In which, what is our area?
Independent testing.
As independent tester, what is our area? Is it unit testing or integration testing or system testing or acceptance testing?
System testing.
System testing. Testing on integrated system. Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
Come Pavani. Come Pavani. Pavani.
Yes, sir.
Operating system. Just a minute, Pavani. Operating systems knowledge. Small topic, Pavani. Observe, Pavani. This knowledge, this operating systems knowledge, not only for software testers, also for others. It is for all stakeholders of the project. Developers operate the system. Next, system admin or network admin, technical support people operate the system. Test engineers operate the system. So this is not only for testers. And one more thing, nowadays we have two important families of operating systems. One is Microsoft Windows, another is Unix and Unix flavors. Say Unix basically command based operating system as like DOS, but in Unix other flavors, GUI, graphical user interface operating systems also there. For example, Linux, Solaris, etc. Say Windows, nowadays Windows knowledge, anybody having Windows knowledge, but most of the people having Windows, basically Windows having two types of operating systems. Another classification also there, Windows 32-bit, 64-bit, forget about that one, that is technical classification. Our testing point of view, our software testing point of view, basically operating systems two types, observe Ravindra. One is client side operating systems, another is server side operating systems. You must aware with two or three client side operating systems and one or two server side operating systems. Can you tell me, Pavani, in Microsoft Windows operating systems, list out two or three client side operating systems and one or two server side operating systems. Pavani, tell me yes or no,
Yes.
don't waste the time.
No, sir, I don't know.
You don't know. What about you, Sirisha? Daily you are operating now. Tell me about client side and server side operating systems in Microsoft Windows. Suppose I am using Windows 7. Windows 7 is client side operating system.
Okay.
Observe.
Windows 10.
Windows XP outdated. Next, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, etc. All these are client side operating systems. You can install them in your PC, personal computer also. Okay. Next, server side operating systems.
Database.
Not database, don't confuse. Server side operating systems, apart from what is the purpose of client side operating systems? Operating the computer. What is the purpose of server side operating system? Apart from operating the computer, also provide services to clients. Services. Suppose sharing databases, sharing application services, etc. Example, observe Pavani, not database Pavani. Database not related to server side or client side operating system. That is separate concept. Example for server side operating systems, Windows 3, Windows 2003 server, Windows 2008 server, etc. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Jyotirmai? In your resume also try to focus 2 or 3 client-side operating systems like Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, at least 2, and server side also focus at least 1. Windows 2008 server or advanced anyone. Some server side testing concept is there. Sometimes we may operate server side operating system also as like client side only, just some services, user management, etc. vary. Next, come to Unix. Why Unix? Nowadays, web services and so many server side applications in Unix environment. Unix is securable OS, but not user friendly. Windows is user friendly, but not securable. If in software environment, if you find any more user friendly, then easily damageable. Getting this point, Ravindra?
Yes, sir.
If you find any software that is having more user friendliness, that can be easily damageable, isn't it? Say in Unix is not user friendly, complex architecture, but it provides virus protection, internal protection, next data protection also. That's why nowadays some companies preferring Unix and Unix flavors like Linux, Solaris, etc. for server side operating, but for client side Windows user friendly, end users can easily operate the system. And one more thing, nowadays if you have some Unix knowledge, not much, observe Jyotirmai, you will have some Unix basic commands. For example, PWD means present working directory, etc. If you have basic, I will send that notes also. If you have some basic knowledge about Unix commands, then you can easily operate the application, operate the system. Suppose our application deployed on Unix, we are using Selenium for testing. Selenium supports Unix environment. If you know the Unix commands, Unix operating, then it is easy to conduct testing on Unix environment. If you put Unix knowledge in your resume, that will be an added advantage. Okay. Final conclusion. So at least 2 client side Microsoft Windows client side operating systems, 1 server side operating system, and Unix or Unix flavors like Linux or Solaris, etc. Just you can say operating knowledge means just you can say I know commands, I can operate the system like. Okay, na? Next, actually, it is not comes under this one. I forgot. Pavani, software. Who is the author of this one? Pavani, software test levels. I forgot that one. Operating system different. We have third one. I forgot that one. Next, software brief. Software test levels. Levels of testing, Jyotirmai. Basically, we have 2 levels of testing. Pardon? Sorry. Test types.
Test types.
Sorry. Test types.
Test type.
Basically, we have 2 types of testing, functional testing and non-functional testing. But as per industry standards, as per industry standards. Two more are there, structural testing, regression testing. But as per industry standards, ISO, IEEE, etc., structural testing, regression testing means confirmation testing also come under software test type. But according to our companies, basically software test types two only. One is functional testing, another is non-functional testing. Non-functional testing having so many subtypes: performance testing, usability testing, reliability testing,
Reliable.
recovery testing, configuration testing, etc. Okay. Come next one. Software test levels, software test types. Any other, Sirisha? Important one. Software
Test execution.
test life cycle.
That's
Actually, it is part of software development, but our point of view, it is important. Software, another name, software
life cycle.
test process, another name. Here, observe Pavani, software test process or software test life cycle. It has some phases. Some companies may not follow formal test process, informal process. But what I am going to explain is formal test process. In formal test process, you can find 4 or 5 important phases. Phase names vary from one company to another and one project to another, but concept is same, purpose is same. What are the important phases in software test life cycle? One is test planning.
Test design,
Second one, test design. Third one,
test,
test execution. Fourth one,
test, test closure.
test closure. Okay. Here, for software, just a minute. What are they? Test planning. Test planning. Next, test design. I'm using simple terms. These phase names may vary from one company to another, but concept same. Next, test execution. Next, test closure. But according to ISTQB syllabus, after test execution, fourth phase, evaluating the exit criteria. Fifth one, test closure. But nowadays, some companies following that the evaluation exit criteria in last phase, test closure only. After evaluating the exit criteria, they plan for closure. And one more thing, observe, Bhavani. In test design, in test planning phase, we means our team lead, our contribute test as a testers, our contribution also there. We prepare test plan document, configuration management planning. Next, in test design, we focus on test case design, first generating test scenarios. Next, test case design. Next, test data collection. Okay. And one more thing, one term is there, Ravindra, in ISTQB and other certification exams also you can find that one. Exhaustive testing. What is exhaustive testing? Testing with all possible inputs and preconditions is called exhaustive testing. Exhaustive testing is impractical. That's why we follow test design techniques. Technique, an easy way to achieve something. we follow test design techniques in order to avoid the large amount of input. Here we discuss we need to aware of test design techniques. Okay na Pavani?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Development life cycle and models, test levels, test types. Next, test life cycle in which planning, design, next execution closure. And one more thing, we need to observe Ravindra software quality standards also. Quality standards. Observe Ravindra, nowadays some non-governmental organizations like ISO, IEEE, CMMI integration, like organizations are there for providing quality standards for software industry. For example, ISO, Europe organization, international, what is that ISO? What is the ISO, Pavani? International ISO, International Organization for Standards. Okay, abbreviation and that acronym different. International Organization for Standards, Europe based. This ISO not only for software industry, also for other industries also. Chemical industries, mechanical industries, automobiles, etc. For example, in Hyderabad, that Madhapur police station also having ISO certification. Observe Ravindra, ISO not only for software industry, also for other industries. Next, come to IEEE. IEEE, disconnect and connect, Vijay. Okay, Vijay. IEEE. What is IEEE, Ravindra?
Institute of Electrical
and Electronics Engineers. This is not for all industries, only 3 or 4 industries like telecom, information technology, aviation, etc. So it is more related to our same as a software test engineer. Observe Jyotirmai, familiar with ISO, what it provides. ISO provides terminology for our software testing. Terminology. Suppose what is verification, what is validation, like important terms. ISO providing so many terms, terminology for our software testing. Next, some process guidelines also, process guidelines, documentation also.
Okay.
Next, IEEE. This is US based organization, US based Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. It is for a few industries like software, means information technology, next telecom and aviation, not like ISO. ISO for all civil, electrical, mechanical, automobiles, etc. Okay, anyhow, ISO is world organization, Europe based organization, I think in UK. It provides so many terms for software testing. It provides terminology as well as documentation. What is the relation with IEEE, Ravindra? Software testing with IEEE. IEEE doesn't provide terminology for testing. IEEE provides
The format, sir?
test documentation templates na. Suppose IEEE
Yes,
test plan, you follow or don't follow, but you can take those templates as skeleton. IEEE,
yes.
IEEE um,
Test plan and
provides test documentation templates. For example, IEEE test plan, IEEE test case, IEEE issue report, no defect report. Issue means same. Next, IEEE test summary report, etc. Next, observe Pavani. Now CMM scrapped. Now no CMM level 5, level 3 scrapped. Now new one is successor of CMM, CMMI integration. Here only versions, no levels. What is the relation of CMMI with the software testing? CMMI provides process, not templates, process for software testing. So as a test engineer, you need to familiar with these three types at least of software quality standards. Okay, na Sirisha, or any confusion? Sirisha, shall we move to next topic?
Yes, sir.
Now come, I think you come Vijaya. I think we already covered this one indirectly, mistakenly in second
Yes, sir.
one. We already covered operating system knowledge, not only for software testers, also for other stakeholders of the project, like developers, technical support people, next business analyst, etc. Next, here you prefer MS Windows. MS Windows. I already explained this concept. Next, Unix.
Yes.
Unix or Unix flavors. Commands same. If you can operate Linux with a little bit changes, you can operate Solaris also. Okay. In MS Windows, observe Jyotirmayi, client side.
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
Client side.
Client side operating system.
Client side operating systems like
Windows
Windows
7, 8,
7, 8,
10.
next 10,
10.
at least 2. Next, server side.
Yeah.
Server side, for example, Windows 2008 server,
2003.
Windows 2008 server, etc. Okay. Two families of operating systems, MS Windows, Unix. I think all of you familiar with MS Windows. Try to familiar with Unix commands, at least basic commands. Okay, now Vijaya, you
Yes,
come
sir.
Vijaya for fourth one, documentation knowledge. Why documentation knowledge for testers, Vijaya? Suppose if we use any tester tools like Selenium for functional testing or UFT for functional testing, then we design our test scripts in tool editor and store. Suppose if we use any test management tools like ALM or Jira, etc., then we create our documents like requirements, test requirements, test cases, next defect reports, etc. in that tool documentation. Suppose if you are following manual process, then for writing test cases, next for reporting defects, for collecting test metrics, etc., we need to use documentation, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
See, documentation concept is there in the both manual testing as well as in test
Automation.
automation. if it is test automation, for example, ALM, defect management, test management, in that tool you can find provision for writing test requirements, test cases, as well as defect reports, etc. Suppose if you are not using any test management tool like ALM, then you need to write test cases, defect report in MS Office, Word, Excel, etc. softwares using. Anyhow,
Yes, sir.
documentation is mandatory in manual testing or in test automation or automated testing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
For documentation, if it is, observe Ravindra, if it is if it is MS Windows operating environment, we use, if it is MS Windows operating environment, we use Microsoft Office. Forget about versions, in which all software not required, MS Word,
Word and Excel.
MS Excel enough, I think. Sometimes, suppose if you are a test lead, sometimes for presentations you may use MS PowerPoint. Okay. Next, if observe Jyotirmai, suppose if you are using Unix or Unix flavors like Linux, Solaris, etc., then as a test engineer you can use OpenOffice. In this OpenOffice you can find Word, Excel like software. Next, Star Office. All these are third party, but free software. Office. Suppose if you are following, say, observe final conclusion, Jyotirmai. If you are following manual testing, then you can use MS Office. If it is Windows environment, Office like software, just a minute, for documentation, or if you follow, just a minute, if you follow automated testing, or you can say test automation. Observe Jyotirmai, Selenium,
Yes, sir.
Selenium load runner only, not only the test automation tools. ALM also test automation tool. Okay, you are not writing any code. You are not executing anything using Quality Center, but you are automating your
Yes, sir. But we
documentation.
can try that. Yes,
You
we
are
can try
automating
that.
your documentation. Okay, and it provides traceability. Next, it provides a report.
Yes,
It can generate reports now.
yes, sir.
Suppose
Yes,
if you enter
traceability.
test requirement 1, test case 1, suppose for that test case failed, suppose if you enter defect report 1, automatically it will show traceability, report generation. Say test management or test management and defect management tools may not execute applications. Testers may not write any code. but they also testing tools. They provide automation for documentation. Okay, na? Or if you follow automated testing or test automation, you can use
We can.
test tools for documentation. Suppose if you are using if you are using ALM, in that ALM you can find requirements module, next test planning module, defects module, etc. There you can find templates. Suppose, observe Ravindra, suppose the templates not suitable for you, you can customize the templates also according to your project and according to your company requirement. Then you can follow documentation. Okay, na? Any confusion, Ravindra?
No, sir, no.
Nowadays, not nowadays. Documentation anytime mandatory. Anytime. Preeti Joshi, are you there? Preeti,
Yes, sir. I am here, sir.
come and guide me this fifth topic, important one. SQL, or you can say database knowledge for testers. Why SQL knowledge for testers, Preeti Joshi? Why SQL knowledge?
Because we from front end, whatever we are inserting, it is matching with the back
Say
end.
nowadays, not nowadays. Say database testing. Observe Jyotirmay also. Database testing is part of our software testing. Say software testing may consists of front-end testing and back-end testing. But nowadays, most of the applications having database testing. Some small applications may not have database testing, only front-end testing. But all enterprise applications are having database testing. So in order to conduct database testing, SQL knowledge is mandatory for testers. Mandatory for testers. Continue. SQL, or you can say database knowledge. I already told. Nowadays, most of the commercial applications, enterprise applications, correct term. Most of the enterprise applications having databases. So database testing is mandatory for enterprise applications. Say front-end testing important, but back-end also important. For front-end testing, you can use manual testing methods. Suppose if you are following any test tool, and you can use test tool, Selenium or UFT, like you can operate web elements or objects and perform test operations. If it is back-end testing, SQL knowledge is required. Can you list out the SQL concepts? Preeti, SQL knowledge is required for both manual testers as well as automated testers. In automation also, suppose UFT supports SQL. UFT has an integrated, observe Ravindra, UFT has an integrated MS Access database engine. Using that engine, using the database engine, UFT can support SQL. In UFT tool editor, you can write SQL commands and execute. Same way, Selenium. Selenium WebDriver by default doesn't support SQL. Anyhow, we use programming, any one programming language supported, Java or Python or Perl. Using programming language using programming features. For example, Java, you can connect to databases and conduct database testing using SQL queries. Say, observe the 3 points, important points regarding this. Database testing. Basically, software testing consists of two things. One is front-end testing, another is back-end testing in one classification. For back-end testing, database knowledge or SQL knowledge is mandatory. Nowadays, except small-scale applications, remaining applications, particularly enterprise applications having commercial databases and having database testing. So we must familiar with database testing. Nowadays, most of the enterprise applications having database testing. Okay. Next, database testing also can be done in two ways. One is manual testing, another is automated testing or test automation. Suppose if you are following manual testing, then connect to your database, Oracle or MySQL, Oracle or MS SQL server or MySQL, etc. Connect to your application database and using SQL commands or queries, you can conduct database testing manually. Next, if you are using any test tool like UFT, Selenium, etc., using those tools you can conduct database testing. For example, UFT, in UFT tool editor, you can write select statements, SQL commands and execute. Okay na? Observe Preeti Joshi, okay na?
Yes, sir.
Observe the 3 points. What is the first? Just a minute. What is the first point? Just a minute. What is the first point? Nowadays, database testing is mandatory for enterprise applications. Otherwise, you can say mandatory for every application except small scale applications. Next, second point, we can conduct database testing using SQL commands. Observe Jyotirmayi, SQL, structured query language. It is non-programming language. In SQL, data types are there, functions are there. Next, operators also there, but no flow control, no non-programming language. Getting? It is
Yes.
language.
Yes, sir.
Language.
Yeah.
It is computer language, but non-programming language. Why? In this SQL, you cannot find control flow like if conditions, next for loop, etc. But you can find other programming elements like data types, operators, functions, etc. But no user defined functions, only built-in functions. Okay. Next, we can conduct database testing using SQL commands. Suppose observe one common point, Jyotirmayi. Some database management systems are rare systems may not support SQL, but all popular database management systems support SQL. SQL is database language. It is common for all popular database management systems. Suppose your database, your application database developed using Oracle or MySQL or MS SQL Server or Sybase. Forget about those. SQL is common language for accessing databases. SQL commands are common. It is Oracle or okay. Some data types may vary from one database management system to another, but core SQL commands are common for every database management system. Getting this one?
Yes, sir.
Next, any problem, Ravindra?
No, sir. I'm clear.
Next, database testing. Database testing can be done in two ways. But same. What are the two ways? One is manual testing, manual database testing. Another is automated. Another is automated testing or test automation. Okay. Next, one small point, Ravindra. How to practice not command or real-time work. How to practice SQL? See, for practicing SQL, download any database engine. It is part of RDBMS, database engine, and install. Okay, na Ravindra?
Yes, sir.
And one more thing, Ravindra. MS SQL Server is commercial database management system. Commercial. Vendor is Microsoft. Oracle, commercial. MySQL, open source. Basically. And one more thing. You can find licensed versions in MySQL. Suppose if you want only basic features of MySQL, then you can choose free version. Suppose if you want more advanced features, then you have to purchase the license. Now MySQL also come under Oracle Corporation. They purchased. And one more thing, MS SQL Server is commercial software. License is required in order to use that software. But in MS SQL, free versions also there. Free version. What is that free version? MS SQL Server Express Edition. MS, just a minute. MS SQL unlimited functionality, unlimited time. MS SQL Server Express Edition. Observe Srisha, it is not only for our practice, it is also for small scale applications. Microsoft providing MS SQL Server Express Edition as free for small scale applications. Okay, using this MS SQL Server Express Edition, you can practice SQL commands. Next, SQL has 3 subsets, Ravindra. What are the, okay, some are saying 4 subsets, 5 subsets, etc. But 3 important subsets. You need to familiar with these 3. Data definition language. Next, data manipulation. Observe Jyotirmai, our testing point of view, data manipulation language important.
Manipulation.
Our
Yes, sir.
select commands available in data manipulation language. See, for developers, developers also data manipulation language important, but data definition language is more important for developers. Language. Next, third one. Actually, this observe Ravindra. First one, data definition language. We also need to learn this one. Awareness required, but primary for database developers. Next, second one, database developers also learn this one, but it is primary for database testers. Next, third one, data control language. Say developers and testers may learn data control language, but it is important for database administrators, DBAs. Heard this one, Jyotirmai?
Yes, sir.
See, SQL is for awareness. Observe. First one, database developers. Next, database testers. Next, database administrators. Preeti, forget about developers and administrators. As a test engineer, you must learn or you must aware of SQL knowledge. We connect to our application database and retrieve data and compare. Okay. Now, Vijaya, come Vijaya. Okay na? Any queries, Preeti Joshi in this? Preeti Joshi. Preeti Joshi not responding. Ravindra.
No, sir, unclear.
Now come. Okay. Okay, Vijay, I will call you later. This is typical topic.
Okay, sir.
You come, Ravindra. Programming knowledge. See, actually, programming knowledge is important for, not important, it is core for software developers. Say, observe Ravindra, nowadays, programming knowledge may be primary thing for developers, but nowadays it is also for all stakeholders of the project. For example, observe in databases, you can find programming. In PLSQL, procedure language, there you can find conditions, loops, etc. in Oracle. In MS SQL Server also, you can find TSQL, extension of SQL. PLSQL also extension of SQL. And one more thing, as a software tester, you use programming concepts in your test automation. Next, suppose system administrator, they use shell scripting, Windows shell, Unix shell, Some companies prefer parallel scripting also for system administration. Shell scripting in shell scripting also you can find flow control. Nowadays, you take any software field, programming knowledge is important. Getting the point? Any confusion, Ravindra?
No, sir. Okay.
Ask me. Why you are saying in dull mode? Ask me any queries. Okay,
No,
cool.
sir. No, sir.
Ah,
No
cool.
queries.
And one more thing, Ravindra. Basically, if you have programming knowledge, definitely you will have logical knowledge. Why? We use logic in our programs.
Programming. Yeah.
Definitely you will have logical knowledge and analytical knowledge also. Those are useful indirectly in software testing. Okay, forget about that. Basically, programming knowledge is required for test automation or automated testing, particularly functional testing. If you take UFT uses VB script for
Use script.
programming. If you use Selenium uses Java,
Multiple
or
languages. Yeah.
multiple language. It supports multiple languages. You can follow any one of those languages.
Java, C Sharp,
C Sharp, Python, Ruby,
yeah.
PHP, etc. Okay, you can follow any one of those languages. So you can find programming, computer and mobile program. Okay, you can find programming in test automation, particularly in functional test automation. If it is manual testing, okay, you may not use programming concepts in manual testing. Getting?
Yes, sir.
In manual testing, you may not use programming concepts, but in automated testing or test automation, you will use
We will use for sure. Yeah.
programming concepts. And one more thing, in general scenario, already I told, if you have good programming knowledge, definitely you will have logical knowledge, analytical knowledge. Those are very helpful for testing. Okay, forget about that one. Suppose nowadays we cannot survive in the software testing field with only manual testing profile. Automation also required. In some companies, intentionally they are asking automated profiles, even though they are following manual testing nowadays. Future point of view, some companies preferring manual testing, current working point of view. Some companies prefer automated testing, future point of view. Anyhow, final conclusion, nowadays manual testing, nowadays we cannot survive in software testing with manual testing profile only. Automation required. Okay. Suppose in test automation, forget about performance testing. In performance testing also conditionals are there, but little bit usage of programming. Particularly in functional testing, usage of programming concepts are very high. You take any programming language or scripting language, those are common concepts. I'm going to list out, Ravindra, what are the common concepts in programming. Suppose you need to familiar with commands. Observe, syntax may vary from one language to another. Syntax may vary from one language to another, and some features may vary from one language to another, but basic skeleton same. Next, data types. Next, need to familiar with these three concepts. Already I told, syntax may vary from one language to another,
Yes, sir, yeah.
environments may vary, but skeleton same.
Concept.
Next,
Yeah.
modifiers.
Modifiers. Yes.
Modifiers. Next, variables. variables. Next, operators. Next, flow control or control flow. Here you can segregate control flow into 3 categories. One is conditional.
And loop.
Conditional. Next, second one is loop. Next, third one is branching. Break, continue, etc. Branching. Just a minute. Next, arrays. Arrays list. In some languages you can find dynamic arrays. Next, before this one, strings. Next, arrays. Continue, Ravindra, guide me. Next, suppose in object-oriented programming we use methods. In structured programming we use functions. Both are synonyms. Both are same in purpose. Suppose functions or methods are common in the are same in this scenario. Methods you can find same built-in and
User
defined. Just a minute. User defined. Next, here also methods also same. Next, error handling, exception handling. If it is object-oriented programming, some other concepts before basics, object, class, familiar with these things, package, just a minute, and project. Next, inheritance.
Polymorphism.
Inheritance. Next, poly. Just a minute. Polymorphism. Next, abstraction.
Yeah,
Just a minute, Ravindra. As a part of abstraction, we discuss abstract classes and interfaces also, na?
Yes, sir.
Interfaces. Next, encapsulation. Okay, etc. Okay, na Jyotirmai? Any confusion? Programming knowledge for testers?
No, sir, I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. You come, Vijaya, you come.
Yes, sir.
Software testing certifications. Observe, Vijaya, nowadays, nowadays in requirements, company requirements also in newspaper advertisements and job portals like Naukri, Monster advertisements, also you can find this one. Companies asking candidates have any one of these certification ISTQB or CST or CSQE, etc. is preferable. Some companies say it's an added advantage. Nowadays, some companies say, Ravindra, is mandatory.
Yes,
See,
sir. Yeah, some of them ask.
some days back, 1 or 2 months back, I found Accenture that recruitment. They asked anyone testing certification is mandatory for this profile, either CST or ISTQB or CSQE, etc. They mentioned. Nowadays, companies saying mandatory. Certification is a proof of your skills. Getting, Ravindra?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Certification is proof of, you may have several skills. Why I know? Why companies know your skills? Okay, you can mention your skills in resume. In interviewers, you may explain those skills. Okay, but this is certificate is proof. It is an added advantage for resumes also. If you put
Yes, sir.
any testing certification in your resume, definitely your resume will have an added
Priority.
advantage.
Yeah.
And one more thing, some companies nowadays asking testing certifications as mandatory. Earlier, 1 year back, 2 years back, uh, they said like this, having any testing certification is an added advantage or preferable like, but nowadays they are asking certification is mandatory. Okay.
Yeah, even they are asking for the experienced people, sir. When it comes
Yes.
to appraisal
Earlier
time.
they asked for this one freshers. Nowadays they are asking for experienced people also. And one more thing, Ravindra, nowadays so many my old students are saying, if you have good testing certificates, then you can overcome your qualification disadvantages also. Getting this point?
True, sir. Yeah. Yes,
Suppose
yes.
yours is a BSc computers, not BTech or MTech or MCA. If you have industry standard certifications, then
It will definitely add advantage.
it will definitely an added advantage and overcome your qualification disadvantage. Okay.
True, sir.
Observe, Vijaya.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow, testing certification. Certification is proof of our skills. Okay.
Yes.
If you want to take software testing as a career, then focus on software testing certifications. And one more thing, I have awareness on software testing certifications. Earlier in our company, as per management requirement, I conducted in-house training for ISTQB training program. In India, ITB, Indian Testing Board, Noida is there. They come and conduct ISTQB certification, olden days, 4 or 5 years back. Nowadays, it is also online. Nowadays, I didn't, in these days, I'm not conducting any certification programs. 4 or 5 years back, I conducted that time paper-based exam, Ravindra, and we got nearly 90% result, 95% result also. Okay. And one more thing, Ravindra, software testing certificates basically two types. One is
Foundation and
vendor
advanced, sir.
vendor neutral. Vendor neutral. Vendor neutral. What is vendor neutral? Suppose manual testing, no vendor. Anybody can define syllabus and conduct. Suppose UFT, vendor tool. Suppose if you try to conduct certification exam on UFT, that is not legal. Getting this point, Ravindra?
Yes, sir. You need to
Suppose
conduct
if you
HPI.
try to conduct testing certification on manual testing concepts, no issue. Why? Manual testing is vendor neutral. Vendor neutral.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, vendor neutral certifications. Next, vendor certifications. Vendor certifications. Suppose vendor neutral. Nowadays, vendor neutral important, Ravindra. Common certificates. I don't know about ISTQB exam fees in US. I think $300 or $350, but in India, 4,000 Indian rupees only. 4,000 Indian rupees only. See here, you can follow ISTQB. I'm not going to in depth. In ISTQB, we have 3 levels. First, foundation. Next, experience.
Advanced.
Next, advanced. Pardon?
Advanced, sir.
Advanced
Foundation,
level.
advanced.
In advanced 2, test lead, test analyst, like technical tester, like foundation level. Next, advanced level. Third one, expert level. Third one. Okay, you take any one. First foundation, then advanced. For advanced 2 years experience required. Some are putting fake also, but that is different. At least try to get foundation. Next, CSTE. Say ISTQB Europe based, CSTE certified software test engineer, US based. Next, CSQE, etc. Next, vendor certifications, tool certifications, UFT, formerly QTP. Next, ALM, etc. And one more thing, Vijaya.
Yes, sir.
Selenium. In the internet, you can find Selenium certifications also. Some third-party organizations conducting Selenium certifications, but no value guarantee for those. Why? No authorized certification for Selenium. No authorized certification for Selenium. Why? No vendor. Some third-party organizations may conduct a certification program and provide certifications, but no value guarantee. So no vendor for Selenium.
Yes, sir.
For example, UFT, formerly QTP, authorized certification program is there. HP, vendor of UFT, HP conducts authorized certification program, value guarantee. And one more thing, final conclusion, Jyotirmayi, try to get at least one vendor neutral certification, means manual testing, and one vendor certificate. These can be an added advantage for your software testing career. Okay, na? Any confusion?
No, sir. Good. Thank you.
Welcome. What about you,
Sir, can
Sri?
I ask you?
Preeti, I'm waiting for your queries, Preeti.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You are
Sir,
not asking anything.
Sir, the ISTQB and the CSTE, right? In those, you said the CSTE, that is the advanced one,
Not
right?
advanced. In CSTE also, basic level, foundation level is there, advanced level. ISTQB is Europe-based organization. CSTE, CSQE are US-based organizations, and some difference may be there, but nowadays value point, actually CST, CSQ are valuable, but nowadays companies providing value, equal value for all these. Why highest value, see in CSTE, CSQ also you can find foundation level also, not advanced. Advanced you can find ISTQB also. In ISTQB, foundation, advanced, expert. In CST also, foundation, advanced you can find. But what is the difference? See in ISTQB, it is 100% this one,
Value.
multiple choice exam. What is that concept called? Objective exam. Observe, Preeti.
Object.
Objective
Yes,
type.
sir.
ISTQB is objective type. Sometimes that luck also will work. But CST, in CST also some objective type questions are there. But most of the questions descriptive. In descriptive, you cannot find luck. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Say, but continue your query. Both are different certifications. No relation.
Okay.
Only relation is they are vendor neutral certifications, means certifications on manual testing concepts. And one more thing, all are having foundation level, advanced level, etc. But no sequence. After ISTQB do CST, not like that. You do CST directly or ISTQB directly. But nowadays, most of the companies, as per my knowledge and observation, providing equal value for all vendor neutral certifications. Then what is the problem, Preeti Joshi?
Sir, in foundation and advanced level, what kind of questions do they ask? The similar kind of thing?
Not similar.
No.
That syllabus different.
Different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Syllabus different. You can find ISTQB syllabus in istqb.org website. Syllabus different. And one more thing, for ISTQB, no prerequisite. We are not going to in-depth, just high level. For ISTQB, no prerequisites. Anybody can book the slot and write the exam. But foundation, ISTQB foundation. Suppose for ISTQB advanced level, 2 years or 24 months experience is required. Functional experience is required. You need to put up experience certificate xerox while applying for this one. But syllabus is different. Definitely advanced level is more critical than foundation. Next, expert level is more critical than both advanced and foundation. But sequence is like this. You cannot write advanced level directly. First you qualify foundation level. First complete the foundation level. Then you are eligible for advanced level. After completion of advanced level, then you can write expert level. What is the problem, Preeti Joshi?
No, sir. So online, can we get the test paper or something like that, sir?
Yes.
So we will.
See, nowadays I am not conducting this trainings as well as exam. Suppose if we have 10 participants, they provide examination center in India, but I don't know rules of America. Okay. And one more thing, so many people are telling nowadays they scrapped that paper-based exam and implemented online exam. Online exam like CSTE, CSQE. Anyhow, UFT is online exam from the beginning. What is the problem?
No, sir. I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Just one thing I will complete. Last one, important one. Within 5 minutes I will complete. Next, if any leisure time we will next remaining topics. If any leisure time we find, then we can complete. Come Jyotirmayi, last topic of the day, domain knowledge. What is domain, Jyotirmayi? What is domain? Domain means an area, isn't it? Jyotirmayi not responding.
Yes, sir, I am here. I am responding.
Cool.
You
What
may-
is domain? What is domain, Jyotirmay? Do you heard this term domain?
Yeah, I heard. It's a domain knowledge means
Yes,
system
yes.
knowledge.
Pardon? System? Don't
Yeah,
mix.
we can call it.
Don't mix. System knowledge
Yeah,
is different. Domain knowledge is different. Domain is business knowledge.
area,
It's business knowledge.
yeah,
Banking knowledge.
business
Yes.
knowledge,
Business
banking
knowledge, not
insurance.
technical knowledge. Okay. Observe, Ravindra. Domain means an area. An area.
Yes, sir.
Area.
Area of the application.
But our software
Area of
testing point of view, domain means our project business area. Find this point. Observe this point, Pavane. Our project business area. Domain means an area that is general meaning. In our scenario, software testing point of view, domain means our project business area. Suppose our project developed for banking, that is banking application, insurance application, ERP application, healthcare application, e-commerce application, etc. Say, why domain knowledge? Domain knowledge not only for testers, also for developers. Domain knowledge is mandatory for developers. Why? They need to develop the system according to those business operations. Suppose if you want to develop or test a banking application, as a tester or developer, you must aware with banking terms. What is account? What is current account? What is savings account? What is fund transfer? What is withdrawal? What is check deposit? What is cash deposit? What is term loan? What is fixed deposit, etc. First, you need to understand the business operations of that organization. Then you can develop a software application as developer, or you can test that application as a tester. Okay, na, Jyotirmay?
Yes, sir.
And one more thing, Jyotirmay, domain knowledge nowadays, not nowadays, from the beginning, domain knowledge is mandatory for software developers, software testers, and others also, all stakeholders of the project, except technical support people, network administration,
Yes, sir.
system administration. They are only for technical troubleshooting. They are not bothered about ERP or e-commerce or anything. But business analyst, affected. Next, developer, tester, project management. Okay, all are related. But technical support people not related. Okay, leave them. And one more thing, Jyotirmayi, domain knowledge is important for our software testing, but it is not mandatory for freshers. Getting this point?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It is not mandatory for freshers. As a fresher, you will have good academic background and that software testing skills also, operating skills also as a fresher, but domain knowledge not mandatory for fresher. Why? They are freshers. Say, after entering into the company and project, if required, company provides training. Different trainings available in the companies for testers. For example, test tool training. Suppose ours is manual testing team. We are going to use Selenium for our company, for our project. Instead of recruiting new Selenium testers, we want to migrate our manual testing team to Selenium. That time you can provide corporate training. That is tool training. Next, domain training also. SME, you heard this term, Sirisha, SME, subject matter expert. SMEs provide this domain knowledge. say companies provide domain knowledge for freshers. Okay, as a fresher, I think you no need to familiar with domain knowledge, but if you have domain knowledge, that is an added advantage. Okay, leave it. But for experienced people, domain knowledge is mandatory. If you have at least 3 or 4 domains awareness, you will have bright future in this area of software testing. Observe Jyotirmay, do you heard this term? I think you are familiar with this
Yes.
term, BFSI. BFSI is there. Heard this term? Nowadays, highest market share this one. In terms of market, what is the BFSI?
Okay.
Banking. Nowadays, services integrated. Earlier,
Financial.
all services were independent services, but nowadays integrated. Banking, financial, integrated. Financial. Observe in banking applications also you can find mutual funds, insurance also. Suppose ICICI Bank providing ICICI Lombard, HDFC also provide HDFC Life, SBI providing SBI Life. Getting this point?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Nowadays banks also providing insurance, not only particular organizations like LIC, etc. Next, that one Sun Life, banking, financial, services. Sorry, banking, financial, services, and insurance. Insurance. But nowadays some applications, only banking applications also there, subdomains. Only financial application, only insurance applications also there. But this is integrated domain, BFSI. Nowadays services are integrated. Highest market share in the IT industry, BFSI, nearly 38%. Next, largest domain in the IT industry, largest domain, BFSI, largest in terms of revenue, not in terms of volume, work volume. In terms of volume, old one, ERP, enterprise resource planning. Enterprise resource planning. Next, list out some Sirisha. Okay, Jyotirmay will meet tomorrow. Come Sirisha. Today I didn't use Sirisha. Sirisha, come. ERP.
Telecom applications, sir.
Yes, good. Telecom. Telecom also nowadays more important. Next.
Healthcare.
Healthcare
Applications.
Good. Healthcare. Hospital management systems, clinical management systems, etc. Next. Nowadays growing. E-commerce also na.
Yes, sir.
Next, observe
Retail marketing.
Sirisha. What is this Sirisha?
Logistics.
Logistics is also domain na.
Yes, sir.
Suppose in our city Hyderabad, 4soft company is there. That is particularly for logistics applications. 4soft. Okay. Logistics. Next, nowadays retail market. Retail market. Next, other means games, antivirus, etc. Say these are the important domains in the in our IT industry. Familiar with as a experienced person, okay, you might be involved in your projects. Some people not getting any chance. Suppose one of my colleague is one of my old friend is there. He's having nearly 12 years experience, but only in single domain. Observe Ravindra, my old friend having more than 12 years experience, but in single domain only. But he didn't get any chance to learn or work on other domains. Getting this point?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Some people may get chance to work on different domains, but as a experienced person, try to get awareness on different, at least 2 or 3 domains. Okay. Remaining concepts we will discuss later. Whenever we find leisure time, then I will allot. Next, I am going to close the session. Total, I listed 12 topics. Nearly 8 topics we discussed. I'm going to close the session. First, tell me, Jyotirmai, any queries regarding this today's session?
No,
Software
no, sir.
testing career.
Thank you. Sir.
Welcome. Pavani, any queries regarding this today's session?
No, sir.
Welcome. Preeti, any queries?
Sir, how we will get those domain knowledge, sir? From where we will get those?
Actually, as an experienced person, proper way is getting from your project and your company. Suppose if you are not getting any chance to learn or to aware with multiple domains, that time try to get the knowledge by your friends, internet and other documentation, etc. But as a experienced person, what is the proper way? I already told, for freshers, domain knowledge optional, not mandatory. No company asks like that. How can you get domain knowledge without having experience? As an experienced person, you must have that domain knowledge. Suppose in your company only 1 or 2 domains only running. Suppose in your last 10 years, example, or last 5 years, you worked for only single domain, you didn't get any chance to learn other domains. That time you cannot do anything, but try to learn 1 or 1 or more other domains using internet or using your friends or colleagues, etc. Any queries, Preeti?
Sir, will you able to help in for the e-commerce one, sir?
Our project is e-commerce. Definitely, I think you can get that awareness. Our Selenium project is e-commerce project. Online shopping B2C, business to customer subdomain. That is e-commerce only.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next, Ravindra. Any queries regarding this today's session? Ravindra.
No, sir. I'm fine.
Welcome. Sirisha. Sirisha.
No queries, sir. I'm good.
Okay. We will meet.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. We will meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.